So here we are with Pastor Jim Weller, a member of Peace United Church, and we were talking about the consequences of the protest that he partook in inside the church, where the book talk by Leon Panetta was given, and we had to cut it short because we were reaching our 15-minute limit for YouTube. But we also wanted to add one thing, and we didn't know that basically Leon Panetta was speaking right beneath the cross in the church, and so we just wanted to bring that up and then go back to what the consequences were when it was after the demonstration happened.
Yeah, to me, the setting was somewhat incongruous with Panetta, the former Secretary of War and Director of the CIA, seated immediately beneath the cross of Christ towering above him, and him carrying on as if there were no incongruity about that. I'm sure he wasn't even cognizant that the cross was there, or that there was anything unusual about him appearing and discussing his justifications for war.
What do you say? It's kind of the morality
in a Christian sanctuary.
Kind of pushing this 30-year war is a moral war, like the World War II was pushed as the moral war.
Yeah, I don't know whether he went into that. As I say, I was only there for the first 15 minutes.
Okay.
But I was talking about what happened after the demonstration, after my co-perpetrators and I carried...
Well, I don't like the word perpetrators. That kind of casts a negative light on it.
I was using it facetiously.
Oh, okay.
After we carried the banner out of the sanctuary and into the narthex, and were met there by Casie.
Right, and how far did she come across to meet you? I mean, was she walking from 50 feet away or 100 feet away?
I don't know. The rest of her family were seated in the front row right in front of us.
And who were the rest of the family? Neil Coonerty, Ryan Coonerty?
Yes.
So they had special seats?
Yeah, they had set aside the entire front row. They had a yellow tape.
Were there other VIPs that were there?
Yeah, there was.
Like, I know that Bruce McPherson was there. Was he one of the VIPs?
I didn't see McPherson.
And I think, yeah.
But he may have been there.
Well, members of our city council there.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Okay, so continue.
At any rate,
yeah.
I don't know where Casie had been at the time that we stood up and carried out this demonstration. As I said, it only took about a minute.
But
once we got out of the sanctuary into the narthex, she was there to confront
And how did she approach you? I mean, was she yelling at you as she walked towards or ran towards you?
Yes, she was extremely agitated and angry. And
what did she say?
I don't remember exactly what she said, other than that you are all banished for life.
She used the word banished, not banned, banished?
It may have been banned.
Okay.
Banned or banished for life from Bookshop Santa
And she was
Cruz.
pointing her finger?
Yes.
Wow.
And that was about it. Keith McHenry attempted to respond to Casie Coonerty, but I ushered him and Abby and Olivia out of the narthex because I didn't want
Were any of the other employees?
anything confrontational.
Can I ask you one question? Were there any other employees with her when she did this, or was she all by herself?
There were a number of her employees standing around her, yes.
And how did they look? Did they look like they were angry, or they're just like, oh, we got it, we're here, you know?
I didn't have time to notice how they looked.
Right.
So I just ushered the three out of the sanctuary. I gathered together the banner and crumpled it up. I was carrying it.
Do you still have the banner?
No.
Okay.
And we left the sanctuary and walked down the steps to the parking area. And that was it.
So you never had any contact with any Secret Service agents when you unfurled the banner in front of Leon Panetta?
No, there was one There was one Secret Service agent hiding behind the backdrop at the back of the chancel, the stage, watching, and it was obvious to me that he was there because I was sitting at an angle and I could see him, but he didn't come out of his place.
Right.
He apparently stayed put.
So he was calmer than Casie Coonerty was.
I don't know what his state of mind was. I couldn't see it.
What I'm saying
I
is
think
he
I
didn't.
want to interject
okay.
here and say that he didn't think there was any threat.
Right.
to
That's what I
Leon
was
Panetta.
basing.
So you guys weren't threatening, you were peaceful, quiet.
No, we were silent and dignified, and we had agreed that was
So you
how-
posed no threat to Leon Panetta,
No.
or otherwise the Secret Service agents would
Right,
have
they didn't
intervened.
react.
Right.
Okay. So Casie Coonerty reacted much more strongly than any Secret Service agent acted because they didn't react at all.
Yes.
Right. So you were banned from the Bookshop for life, and you left the steps, and then you went to the general protest down at the front of the sidewalk in front of the church.
Right. Then
Right.
I hung around for the next hour and a half or so, talking to the people who were there, and eventually the rest of the demonstrators departed, left their places
Right.
at the entrances and exit to the
And what
church.
time would you say that was about?
Well, the event began at 7. I would say that the demonstrators were gone by 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
There was a long period after the talk in which many of the members of the audience stayed to get their books signed by Leon Panetta.
Right. I remember that because I was waiting out for around his SUV trying to video record
Just
him.
get a video of
to get a
him
video
going
of
to
him,
the car.
them escorting the SUV, and finally I left because the book signing was going on for so long that I didn't have enough video.
I'd like to say that, do you feel that Casie was justified in her action, or do you think that it was an overreaction? What are your feelings around that?
Well, it was definitely over the top. I didn't see any reason for her to be
Right.
as angry and infuriated. And
Right. Do you feel it was a First Amendment protected activity?
yes,
I mean, I don't know what the laws are with regard to doing that in a church, whether that you have those protections or not, but do you feel it, do you believe that you had the...
it was a place of assembly that belongs to a congregation, which is a voluntary association of persons. I'm one of them, and so it belongs to me.
Right.
And I certainly have every right to express my
But I mean, do you believe under the First Amendment it's that you were exercising your First Amendment rights?
yes.
Definitely.
So you believe that basically Casie Coonerty retaliated against you for exercising your First Amendment rights?
Yes.
Okay.